All right, so let's get right into it. Why the fuck you wearing this dumbass hat? You came in holding the hat. First of all, you came in holding the hat
because I wanted a surprise. Because I'm a dramatic bitch, bro.
You came in holding the hat, bro. and then I had to let you know that you looked like a European immigrant, but who immigrated from somewhere else, who like immigrated into Europe and then said, "Yo, fuck this, I'm gonna come over here," but still,
all right. So like when
you look like you still fuck with Queen Elizabeth.
Like when a celebrity's walking around with like an LA Dodgers hat, like we're not gonna fucking recognize them. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, like, they're not gonna see me because I would.
Yeah.
That's literally him as like a Ukrainian soldier. They're like, oh, they're not gonna see me escape. I have this F1 hat on.
First of all, can we talk about the fact that like this type of entertainment has brainwashed the people so much with capitalism that they literally have him walking around being a billboard. They have him walking around. Fucking advertising like 5 different companies. And guess what? Guess what? He paid to represent these companies.
This gift was a hat for my birthday. This hat was a gift for my birthday.
And how much do you think that was dropped on that hat? If you think on average, you know what has to be costing nowadays in this economy.
No, I really don't know. I'm just gonna say
there was $40
Shouts out to the homie for getting me the hat.
$40 to $60.
The reason I'm wearing this hat, bro.
$40 to $60 you dropped on that hat.
Probably. But here, let me explain. The race in Monte Carlo and Monaco happened this past weekend.
He ain't never been to Monaco. He don't even know how to spell Monaco. He wouldn't even know where these places were.
Where is Monaco on the map?
Your mama.
Where are you on the map? Do you even know what?
See, no, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing.
Dude,
last time we had an interview going on.
With who?
With Sean Swarley.
Okay.
Boy was looking past Sean the whole time watching F1 on the TV.
I think Sean was telling me about that. I fucking remember him telling me about that. He's like, they had F1 on the TV and like, not your brother, the other guy. I was like, just watching it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wasn't bothered. Like, because he could still tell he was listening because he was engaging with questions, but I was confused.
Can we be real? This is kind of crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, because we wild. You made us wild, first of all.
I'm surprised he didn't say think of the children.
First of all, we had a white guy on. He puts F1 in the background.
You're fucking racist, dude.
We have a black guy on, which we're going to have to redo that.
In the back.
He just had hip-hop music videos playing in the background on
That
mute.
was you.
He just had hip-hop music videos
you did that.
played in the background on mute.
Did that.
He had like the Heart Part 5 on mute, just Kendrick Lamar and stuff.
You act like I'm the one holding, the one that has the computer in front of me.
Hold on a second. That seems like some shit that you would do.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the music videos part.
Yeah.
Just because a black guy's here, you'd play. You'd be the type.
No. He's the type.
No.
I will take I'm gonna take full responsibility for that F1 thing. That was me. It wasn't because we had a white person on. I'm just really into F1. I have an obsessive personality.
I know. And I just like hip hop music videos.
You're just a sponge to black culture. Yeah.
No, I am just a connoisseur of hip hop, a hip hop scholar, if you will. And because of this,
his scholar,
I had it playing on in the background.
That one heart. What is it? Was the one?
The Heart Part 5.
The Heart Part 5. That video by Kendrick Lamar. What was the point of that? I didn't get it.
Because you're of lower intellect.
And we've already talked about this, so we're not going to fill you in. Yeah. But let's start the pod.
We're going to start the pod.
2, 1.
Welcome to the 2.5 Citizens Podcast.
I'm Zen.
It's your boy P.
And we got Roman off camera for a second. He's just popping in, and I gave him a mic. So we're going to get into a few things here. I mean, if we're going to really just hit it out the bat like this, I mean, are you watching the next Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Bro, okay. One, if they bring my boy Johnny back, yes.
What if there's an Amber Heard cameo? What would you feel about that? If there was an Amber, she's just one of the people.
Did she play a witch? Like, did she just playing herself as a witch?
Exactly.
Like in her true witch form.
But here's what they do, because allegedly. So let's just kind of get into the news part of it. The TikTok trial is over. Mm-hmm. Okay. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp defamation case where they were countersuing each other and shit is over. So allegedly,
People are saying City Boys up, and it's a W for the City Boys.
so basically what happened is Johnny Depp won and got awarded, I guess, $10 to $15 million.
Did you see her statement afterwards?
Yeah. So we'll get into all that. So basically, he's supposed to get 10 million to. I keep on seeing
15.
different numbers.
I thought it was 15.
I've seen 25 before, but then apparently it was 25 was the original. Then I've seen 15. Then I've seen 10. I've seen 11. Regardless, multi-million-dollar.
He's getting
suit.
M's.
Now,
Pledge, or is she actually going to pay him?
let's get into it. But basically, what's going on is he's supposed to be getting all this money. She's supposed to get like $2 million in the countersuit or something like that, supposedly. So that's why I don't know.
Less millions.
But what I'm seeing is, for one, she put a statement out basically saying how saddened she is by our justice system, about how much better the UK justice system is because they took her side and actually believe women. And basically
The audacity.
The lawyers
Wait.
wilding.
The audacity of this woman to say that the American justice system sucks compared to the UK.
Is what she's saying.
Well, literally, the American justice system is an improvement to what they have going on in the UK.
Exactly.
And first of all, shut up, Amber Heard, with the believe all women shit. Like,
This
it's
is
an old
the thought.
trend. It's an old trend.
This is the thought. My thing now is, if she cannot, because now her lawyer's saying there is no way she can pay this money. Right? And we all know she's not going to get jobs in Hollywood now.
She could get a job in Hollywood.
Well, here's my thing. I've been seeing all the TikToks and stuff like that, seeing all these things where it's like, you see the way she acted in this movie, it's the same exact acting she did here in the trial. So what I think they're going to do is say, all right, listen, Amber, we don't want to work with you. No one wants to deal with your psychotic ass. But we need to make money off of you because you need to pay this debt.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the footage from the trial. You already made all of the facial features that you usually make. We're going to CGI you as a witch into these movies.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make our money out the back end that way.
Yeah.
You're not going to work with us because no one wants to be around your psychotic ass. And you're an HR risk. We don't need anybody shitting in the dressing rooms.
Yo, it's crazy that this woman had other women against her. Like, women did not believe her.
Hold on a second, though. I will say one thing.
Our wives did not believe her.
But yeah, I don't know what happened, though. TikTok really did something with that one.
To be honest, I will say one thing. Her career's not over. Her career isn't over.
She can always make an OnlyFans.
Or...
Oh, is that how she pays?
She can always be a spokesperson for a laxative company. And like,
yes.
there you go.
Yes,
she can be on these commercials, be like Amber Heard. Like, I don't know.
She's like doing like, has your man ever made you upset and you just wanted to take a crap on his bed? Flallax.
There you go.
Y'all extremely wild. But basically, it's just been an interesting run to this on just how it's finally concluding. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a lot because everyone's just talking about it. And I haven't really, to be honest, been paying attention to it nearly as much as like other people have.
Yeah.
But it's been such a big thing that I can't even escape it.
Right. I mean, dog, even my mom was like, yeah, I'm glad that witch, like, got what was coming to her. Like, no, any woman that I've heard spoke about this have not been on Amber Heard's side. So I think she was saying that the trial hurt the progress women have been making. I think she hurt the progress women were making.
So what you're saying is that she's the Jussie Smollett of women.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Whoa, did you just code switch? What is wrong with you?
Wait, what do you mean?
You just code switched right now. Zen said Jussie Smollett, yeah. And it was like, whoa.
No.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Okay. So we've gotten past that. I don't know. I don't know where this money's going to come from. I don't know what all this even really means. It's not like it's all just civil court shit, right? It's all civil court shit.
You work the right person and you can get any job in Hollywood. I don't want her talking about how she can't get a job.
You insane. All of those people are in jail. That is not how Hollywood is anymore.
You believe that? You believe that?
Oh, fucking shit.
You believe that?
No, hey, can we talk about that though? If everything was going on in Hollywood and it's super, super progressive and everyone's so woke and it's happening, now that everything's moving to Austin, people getting sexually assaulted for sure. For sure in Texas?
Dude, you're going to see a lot of homeless people pop off in the fucking acting scene.
Yeah.
Because they'll suck a dick to do anything. They'll do. All right.
You don't even have to pay them. You just give them crack.
Just give them crack and a blowjob, and you offer them your cock for this.
Do we have crack that readily available over here? Because I don't know if like
In
our
Houston,
government's
we do.
lacing the streets, but Austin.
I mean,
I don't know, bro. They're just
well, I mean, listen.
well,
capital
you
cities
could give
tend
them
to have
like
a
what's
higher
that?
crime
What's
rate.
that hippie weed that like could kill you?
What are you talking about?
There's a
Salvia?
no,
it's
no.
It's fucking. I know what you're talking about.
synthetic
The synthetic marijuana. Yes.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I thought salvia was.
I thought
No,
isn't
Salvia's
that
different.
That fake bait shit or whatever.
yeah? Isn't that crack for hippies?
What?
What is the synthetic weed?
marijuana.
I don't fucking know, dude. I guess what?
You would know, wouldn't you?
No, what are these hippies doing? I don't know what hippies do. But
Bro, wait.
You're literally wearing your fucking beanie above your ears. How do you not know what hippies do?
that's not a hippie thing.
That's a.
Yeah, if I'm gonna get roasted for my hat, let's go in on your hat.
First of all,
You
what-
Anderson Paak looking ass mother.
y'all being so wild right now. Y'all being so
You
disrespectful.
look like you have a coke addiction, but forgot to do the coke.
If we're gonna talk, you almost. Can we get serious? Can we get serious here?
I'm waiting for him to compose
Can we
himself.
get serious?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Can we start the pod?
Yeah, we'll start the pod.
Can we start the pod?
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Anyways, if we're gonna talk about people being disrespectful,
Yeah.
Did you see the wild shit Kim was saying about the whole Pete situation on Kim Kardashian? I mean, on the Kardashians.
No, I'm not caught up. See, 'cause-
So here's basically
Go off,
here's
go
what
off.
Hold on,
basically
you watched
happened.
The Kardashians.
No, but I saw the clip.
Okay.
So what happened was,
I heard she was like DTF from the get go, right?
so what she said is that basically she reaches out to the SNL whoever for Pete Davidson's number. She goes, "Hey,
What for?
do you have Pete's number?" And she goes, "Yeah," or whoever goes, "Yeah," and gives it to her. And what she basically said is she was just in this place. She wasn't looking for a relationship. She had just heard about this BDE, this big dick energy that everyone's been talking about.
Okay. So
And
she's trying to
she
get
was
fucking
really
railed.
just trying to get herself out there and really just trying to have some fun. She said, basically, I was just DTF. Those were her exact words. Also, I don't know where I only saw that clip. Apparently, according to headlines, there was another clip where she mentioned, I don't know, it almost seems like they're trying too hard to make headlines at this point, where she mentioned that she would drink human blood if it made her younger.
Yo, is this about to prove all the conspiracy theorists right?
Alex
no,
fucking Jones has a point now.
That's just, I think, what she's doing. I think she's like, I'll just say the things. You know what I mean? I'll just say the things that I know will cause headlines. Because if you notice,
They're smart. They know what's out there.
I think Kanye's playing the smart game where he's not responding now. And I think he's realized that the attention is currency.
Yeah.
And he's like, if I stay quiet, like everyone's talking about how right now in the show, Pete Davidson's a main character and he's not even in the show.
Yeah.
So it's like when Kanye talks about stuff and is like, this my family Hulu, and he's saying all this stuff, it drives more attention to the show because he's saying wild things. But if he stays quiet, now it's all on Kim again.
Yeah.
To like it's all on Kim again to like make things happen and stir the conversation up. So now she's got to say she'll drink blood. Now she's got to say she's DTF.
Yeah.
Instead of letting Kanye be crazy and her look like the normal one and being like,
Trying to compose him and stuff.
right, and being like,
Yeah.
we're just trying to have a normal family and Kanye's being crazy.
Yeah.
Now she's got to be crazy if Kanye's just going to be chilling at the crib.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Kanye and XXXTentacion put a song
Yes,
out.
they did. It was pretty good.
It's
How
been
does that-
stuck
how
in
does
my
that-
head.
How does that work?
So,
Wait. Before we get into that song, can I just do a little segue about my birthday?
sure.
All right. You're about to. I don't know if I will be able to regain my Mexicanness after this, my Mexicanity. But I'm gonna tell you anyway. So for my birthday, we went to Fredericksburg.
That's already white.
We stayed at an Airbnb there, and then we went to this one winery that the host had, recommended, and we did the wine tour.
Taking recommendations.
We
white.
we did the wine tour. We started feeling ourselves, got a little tipsy, and then at the end, the lady's like, "So you guys want to be members or what's up for this winery?"
What does that entail?
It means that you get to use the restaurant You get discounted on wines, and then there's no membership fee. You really just pay for the shipments of wine that come every
So that mean they treat you like a white person instead of the immigrants that y'all look like?
Yeah, and then we get 3 bottles of wine every 5 months, and we just pay for the shipping and the wine. But here's the flex. Here's the flex. You can't buy this wine at Specs, Walmart, Total Wine. You can only buy it at the winery.
You done got finessed, dog.
Nah.
And they waited until you were feeling yourself to think that this was a good deal.
They're like, all right, well, he's
Nah.
You're literally
No. I came back.
They are literally like they are one of two people,
Yo.
Chad and Cosby. Let me tell you why. Because they waited until you were drunk to take advantage of you.
That's very true. That's very true because they didn't come right off the gate as you were wine tasting. They say, "You feeling good right now?"
I'm feeling great.
You know what make you feel even better?
What would make me feel better?
If you was getting wine like this shipped to your house every few weeks.
That's a good fucking point. How much?
You're like, don't even worry about it, to be honest with you.
All right,
you don't
fuck
got
it.
no membership fee. You just got to pay
You know what?
for all the bottles of wine that we picked the most expensive ones to send.
Sign
That's
me
all.
up. Here's my social security number. Oh wait, shit, I don't have one.
Yeah. No, I have one. Fuck you.
Did you just make one up? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I made it up. Yeah, I just guessed one for a person that actually exists, and
It worked out so far?
Yeah.
So far, so good?
Yeah, for sure. So you're saying I got
I
sure.
don't know.
For the
Because
prestige?
Were you wearing
my
that fucking
parents,
hat when you?
my parents are,
and do I get my Mexicanity back?
no,
Ah,
because they don't have theirs either, but they're part of a wine subscription.
well, it's not a wine subscription; it's a wine club.
This podcast is brought to you by First Leaf wine subscription.
This boy just said, oh, fuck. This boy just said, it's not a wine subscription, even though they send me wine every month. It's a wine club.
Yeah,
He wants
I'm
to
What's
feel
every
ex-
5 months?
Bro,
to be
I got
fair?
He wants to feel exclusive.
yo. I got wine glasses that say I'm a member.
Oh my God, dog. You know how many members of things my dad's joined because he gets a cup?
Exactly.
You know how many cups I have of memberships?
Exactly.
Fucking, I have an NRA cup, dog.
Dog, get a membership. Grow up. Dog, grow up.
I am grown. I have my own membership to Disney Plus, HBO Max, Paramount Plus.
Where's the cup? Where's the
Hulu.
cup? Where's the cup?
Okay, it's my family Hulu.
Where's the cup?
I need to get a Hulu cup.
A Hulu cup.
I need to get a Hulu cup. I've actually, can we briefly,
Hulu, send us cups.
We're going to get into some other things here, but I have been really on Hulu. I have hardly gotten on Netflix for any reason. Netflix is dead.
Netflix is dead.
All right, hold on a second.
Netflix is
I
dead.
get on Netflix for one reason. and one reason.
So now
only.
he's the new generation of the people that were on Netflix for Friends.
Yeah.
He just watches Seinfeld all day.
Yeah, I know.
I don't just watch Seinfeld all day. You have to
Every time I
That-
walk into the
him-
house,
I-
he's
I
watching
don't
Seinfeld.
have a job, and you walk in and I'm
his-
just watching Seinfeld all day.
Roman's Mexicanity was holding on by a little hair. Him watching Seinfeld just tore that.
Yeah.
You're-
What's the
you're-
deal
you're-
with Mexicans?
You are now a Caucasian man.
What's the deal with illegal immigrants? I mean, come on, get your papers. What are you doing?
So how do you think I can get my Mexicanity back now that I lost it?
I've actually, that's been a long
if we're
awaited.
thinking about it like karma, where you do some good karma to take away the bad karma. What would be my Mexican credit score right now?
Your Mexican credit score, you're sitting at around a 540 right now.
Oof.
Sitting around a 540. It's actually super hard because I've been thinking about it. It's like, what does the Mexican culture do for the culture that doesn't have to do with immigration?
And also, you have to think about there's two different kinds of like Mexican culture, right? There's actual Mexican culture from Mexico, and then there's like Chicano culture that was created by people who just migrated here. They're two different things.
So what do you mean?
I mean that if you are third generation Hispanic, people from Mexico don't look at you as Mexican.
Right. So, yeah, it actually becomes like you said, it becomes like a war almost, where like different types or generations of Mexicans are like racist towards each other.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I see that a lot where it's like you see different types of like groups that are coming in from different generations being like,
I'm surprised no one says nothing to your girl, bro. Because they'll even do it to like Mexicans don't like,
That's what she always says.
you know?
That's what she always says, but she's too tall to be looked at as like a. She's not.
That's right.
She's not short enough or loud enough.
She just blends in with us.
Right. She's not short enough or loud enough to be looked at as a Salvadorian off rip.
Yeah. Bro, if
But
you're from El
it's an
Salvador,
issue.
like, can we just address this? That if you're from El Salvador, Honduran, Guatemalan, Mexicans are going to look down on you.
But why I don't even get it because I don't know the difference like that. Like I do later on, but I got to really spend some time with them. I got to engulf myself in the culture, and by that time I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how to just off rip. I know they're different. I know there's something different.
So like, if there's tiers in like Hispanics, it's obviously the people from Spain. Then people would argue that it's like Argentinians, Mexicans, Colombians, and Venezuelans. They all battle for second place, and then everybody else is like.
But so like, you know, we're right here, and I guess that's the reason we get a leg up. Mm-hmm. Because we have power in numbers. Mm-hmm. People just say Mexicans because they just see Mexico. A lot of people, if you're racist enough, you don't even know that there's other.
Right. I mean, it's the same thing with Asian people, right? You just say Chinese.
Right. Which that one's a little wild now. For one, can we even say that this is the thing that I've noticed too, though? It takes so much more time and energy to say Chinese than just say Asian.
Yeah.
It takes so many more syllables. Mm-hmm. Like Mexican and Hispanic, they're like the same, except for the Hispanic sounds harder to say. Like it sounds like if you don't know what you're doing, it would take you a little more time than just Mexican. Because you've eaten enchiladas before. So like you've said Mexican food. You've said you trying to go get Mexican.
Yeah.
Which is so wild.
Yeah, that's a wild sentence. You know, it's like, give me some more information. Are we going to Home Depot?
Context.
Are we going to Home Depot? Are we going to
the taqueria?
Yeah.
And then what are we doing at the taqueria?
Yeah.
Are we buying food?
Right. Are we buying groceries? Like, what are we doing?
Yo, can we briefly, for no reason, talk about the fact that my apartment complex is now for the culture?
Why?
We have never had, you know, like, I don't know if you've seen that there's a lot of these white complexes, these very Caucasian complexes, that will bring different food trucks to the property.
Sure.
And you know, have these little like, you know, days. They done brought the elote lady to my complex, serving tacos, tortas, like the full thing, just truck out.
That wouldn't happen in my complex, and that makes me sad.
That's we've never had food trucks before, but we got the email saying there's going to be elote from this time to this time if you want to come by. And I knew it was legit because when I passed by, I asked her. I said, "Hey, yo, y'all take card or is it
She
just
said,
cash?"
"Nah."
She goes, "Cash or Zelle." Those are
Hey!
the only two. When she goes cash or Zelle, I'm like, I see where you at. All right, I'll be back with my Zelle.
Bro, Zelle is what WhatsApp
You're right.
is to Mexico.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the second she was like, "Cash or Zelle," I said, "This is a good spot." I said, "I'll be back."
Oh,
with my
okay.
phone.
Wait.
I'll be back with my phone.
I know how to get me more Mexican points. I have WhatsApp on my phone.
Okay, but that's literally like necessary.
Nah.
Not for me. But like,
Do you have WhatsApp on your phone?
No, but I don't got to communicate with nobody from the motherland. You literally have to like talk to your dad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you're fucking up because you should be getting them on Signal. Signal's the real one that's like, you know, encrypted. Government ain't going to be reaching you. Y'all over here talking about shit on WhatsApp. Everyone knows the Mexicans be on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
They see everything y'all doing.
Yeah.
They know who's here and who's not. They taking tabs.
Yeah.
Like, they YSLing y'all.
Yeah.
But like on Signal, the Asians be on Signal.
You mentioned YSL, and let's just kind of segue into that conversation. It's not looking good, man.
Dude.
Young Thug's bail got denied again.
I've been stressing on the low.
I don't think he's getting out of this one.
Dude, it's been really stressful.
And do you think, like Amber Heard, this is going to set as precedent for the rest of hip hop, where people are going to start trying to be more
It depends because
deceitful?
I don't know how it works because it's like it's not feds, it's the state or Fulton County DA.
Right.
So I don't know how or what they did to start. Basically, my fear is like if they see this going on in Georgia, if places like Chicago say this is the type of steps we need to take to basically clean up our streets and make it a safe environment, and these rappers aren't safe, and then you see all of like the Chicago drill rappers, and you see New York being like, because you already see them trying, like, you know, when the mayor of Chicago, a mayor of New York or whatever was basically trying to like ban all the drill music and 504, and everyone had to pop up and be like, hey. There's going to be a time where they pretty much are like, yo, this no longer is going to help you being poppin'. And if you were causing a large percentage of the crime and you're doing X, Y, and Z, and we've been seeing you for so long, and we know at this point it's not safe for you anymore. So it's making me feel like, at least for the culture's perspective, it's like they want the most watered down version. So it's like, not to say that, but you want Jack Harlow, who's giving you the feelings of relatability without the real authenticity that basically is scary, right? Is what can be scary, or what can be, taken as something more realistic. I don't know if it's not good for the culture, for like hip hop. I don't know if they're just trying to change the way it all goes. It really seems like no one can say, hey, yo, stop making street music, but they're just like, we're just going to take the real street rappers away then.
Yeah.
And see where this goes. So just kind of doing a brief overview of what's been happening in the past week that has been coming out about the case. They keep on trying to get, Young Thug on bond, but there keeps on being other shit that's going on in the case that keeps on fucking things up. So now,
like, they said something like this is like super dangerous, like crimes are going to be committed if he gets left out, is what they're alleging.
So what they're saying, so right now he's in solitary confinement because they don't want him to be able to be in contact with anybody else, be in contact with any of the other people in the gang, anybody from the outside. He only talks to his lawyer. So now there was like cops already being able to smuggle in phones, who are helping smuggle in phones so that they can tap them. And so now they're basically catching all this stuff on tapped phones. So now people are using smuggled phones. YSL members are using smuggled phones in jail to call the outside world and try to get them to destroy evidence. And now the cops have intercepted those calls, intercepted that evidence, and found even more evidence.
Oh, no.
So that kind of stuff is like, look, these regular dudes are doing stuff on the inside. If Young Thug is out, why the fuck would he not be a flight risk or be a risk of tampering with evidence or tampering with witnesses?
Yeah.
So that's the reason they're like, nah. Like, literally look at what these fucking people in jail are doing. No, we're not letting the big guy out.
Yeah.
And then another thing that's been coming up is the alleged information of other YSL associates cooperating. So what this means now is they're getting intel on Young Thug, where basically members are saying, yo, like, if I say or do anything or make any wrong moves, he will kill me. So now, it's just not looking good for him.
Yeah.
More and more things are happening where it's just not looking good. They're saying things like, YFN Lucci's mom was shot. Now listen to this lyric where he goes, we shot your mama with the Smith & Wesson. And it's sounding insane now.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy fuck. And it's like, we all knew it was, or we all suspected it was all real. We knew about him doing all these beefs with other rappers. We knew about him showing guns on live. We knew about him allegedly setting up the hit on Wayne's tour bus.
Yeah.
But now, it's just all part of the lore when you're in hip hop, when you're like, oh man, he's just so real. Now you're reading this, and it's even hard to be like,
now a DA is reading this.
And now it's hard to be like, free Young Thug.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, 50 murders? Shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
It's like, maybe he should be there.
Yeah, maybe. Like, can he put out tracks from jail? Like, how can...
yeah, like, can he be on the phone, like, rapping, do the auto-tune?
Because now it's just insane now, and I don't really know what's like the right thing, right? As far as like, I mean, we're all hypocrites if we all leech off of the culture and, celebrate the culture until shit gets real.
Yeah, then we dip.
And then we dip.
Yeah.
But it's more so figuring out, I guess, as a society, what we should be thinking is right and wrong, what we should be supporting, what we should be letting flourish. Because it's like, I love the idea of someone who was in a bad place, who made their life better, now talking about their experiences in like a diary type format.
Right.
And
or like what they saw.
Bringing the attention to like, I even like, Lil Baby has a very interesting way of going about it. Where like, which I'm wondering how this is going to come out. Because if we're talking about lyrics, all Lil Baby even raps about is like what he's doing, the cool things that he's doing, but talks about before doing stuff and for things he went to jail for, and then basically being like, now we don't push product, we push songs, we push records. Where like he's saying these things in songs, like I hopped off the streets, people think that I'm like here, but I'm out here just putting the people on. And like the lyrics he's talking about are more of a reformed street dude who is now basically taking that work ethic and putting it into the industry.
And that's what you want, right?
Right. So it's like, who knows what's really going on in the street still on Lil Baby's side, because his group is in the indictment. But it's like, the way I see it is like you see his lyrics seeming to be making a change. I mean, when he did that Bigger Picture song, you're seeing someone who's basically saying, look, this is where I was.
And this is what I did because...
And this is what I did, and this is why I feel this way. This is why I think this about cops. This is why I think this about people. This is why I think this about the situation.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's making more of an impact than just being like, I'll pull up on your mom. You know what I mean? And it's just like, all right, where's the redemption arc, though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like right now, you're still just the villain.
Yeah, you're still just a Joker, dude.
So I don't know, man. It's just going to be a really interesting one because
yeah,
I don't really know where we're supposed to go from here. But I mean, free Young Thug and them, you know, free Gunna, free Wanna.
Gunna I can get behind. I mean, he's just like the fashion dude, right?
But if they're saying that he's one of the lead guys still, that he's actually one of the people that can make orders, you know, demand people to do things.
But does he?
I don't know. And we're going to have to find that out because not much has been coming out against Gunna other than, of course, he got denied bond as well because of the fears.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if regular dudes and YSL are able to do stuff and be like, yo, like, pull up to my auntie's house and get that gun because if they see that that's the gun I used to do this, it's a wrap. So, I mean, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to play this out. This is going to be the new Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, but it's just going to be...
Street dudes.
It's just going to be street dudes versus
the
Atlanta,
courts.
basically.
Yeah.
So, we're going to see how this goes. We're going to keep you updated. It's been a crazy journey on that, but let's get into a few other topics.
All right, let's do it. You know, talking about lyrics, talking about how lucrative things can be in music, and everyone knows that when you really make money in music is to own your masters, but sometimes I guess you could just get rid of them.
If you've gained enough leverage in the industry where your hits are so lucrative that they're going to basically stand the test of time and continue to have replay value for time and time to come, where back end on it in the publishing is insane, you can make a move like Justin Timberlake did and sell all of your discography to some company for $100 million. That seems like, I mean, he's probably made so much money already.
Yeah, where it's like, where
it's like, let's
what
just
am I
set
gonna
this
do
up.
with,
Right,
yeah.
let me just, if you own your publishing too, I mean, I'm sure there's just natural things, but don't you feel like you got to kind of have to promote yourself a little more? Mm-hmm. Like, because now it's on you, so it's like,
right.
I have to, in order for me to make money off of this, I got to be pushing this.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I could just get $100 million and never fucking worry about what happens with it. Like, the music just is the music.
Yeah.
Most
It's
people don't
still
even
out
own
there.
their, yeah. So
Yeah.
like most people don't even own their music anyway. But to be able to be like, you know what, I'll sell you my masters, but I'm getting $100 million and that's it. It's a wrap for me. I'm just gonna do my thing.
Mm-hmm. So do you think he puts out more music?
I do think he puts out more music. Because it's not like he's in a retiring phase. Like, he was on that Jack Harlow album, so he's still doing features. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I don't know, like, that last album that he put out when he was wearing, like, a flannel and shit like that. Like, I don't
like that one.
I didn't listen to it, I don't think. So, I don't know.
I like
what
the
type
suit
of
and tie
vibe.
era.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but, like, I don't know if he's going to go back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know where he could go from here.
Musically.
Yeah.
I don't either. It's such a... Especially the era he came from, and now it's such a hip-hop heavy market that it's like, is there room for him? I mean, I guess he could go the R&B route, but
I mean, he was going in this R&B route for a while, and
Yeah.
like, that was probably one of my favorite eras of him. I know, like, that pop era is fun and stuff.
yeah.
But, like, he definitely could go into that lane, but also is he too old to do that?
Does he even want to?
Right. Like, does it resonate anymore?
I mean, you could keep making like okay movies.
Because like, who's still like making music like that? Like, okay, because it's like when I think about like the old artists, and I guess that's why it sucks for like hip hop in a way. Because hip hop is like a very young man's game.
Yeah.
But like Red Hot Chili Peppers can still make music like they did when they were young, and people still listen to it.
Right. Well, because there's also Blink-182. Blink-182 can't make music,
But it's
like
not the same.
Oh, if they had the original lineup, do you think they would be able to?
No, meaning like that was a different era too of music. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers has always been kind of experimental and trying to like make just interesting things and like drug type music, and it can still work. And like in this, you don't really look at them to be their age in a sense. Where like Blink-182 had like this teenagery vibe.
Yeah, so I guess Blink-182, once you grow out of the I hate you mom phase, it doesn't really the music doesn't really resonate anymore.
Right. But with other things it can. You can still be like, oh man, this stuff is hard. I mean, like Coldplay could still make Coldplay music forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not going to matter. You know what I mean? Like U2, I guess, could make, I just never cared for them, but U2 could, I guess, make music forever and it not be an issue.
Rolling Stones could they?
I mean, I guess. But it's like, when you think about like hip hop artists, in order for it to resonate and be cool, it's got to be fresh. It's got to be changing and evolving with the times. Like 94.5 The Buzz, the rock station here, plays the same music that they've been playing for the past like 15 years.
Could you argue though that as people who were fans of hip hop get older, that then there's gonna start to be a market for, because like
there is, but here's the thing: it's the thing with hip hop. It's this feeling. It's this energy. So when you're older, you still want that energy. You may not resonate. The older guys are like, man, these new guys just ain't doing it.
Yeah.
But then the young kids, it's also a young fans. Like it's a young fans type of genre.
Yeah.
You do have old fans that are like, yo, I loved DMX. You know, I love me some Nas and Jay-Z.
Because Nas is still putting out music.
Right. But it's not, no one's talking about it. Yes, people mention that it happened because it's Nas, but it's not playing on the radio. It's not the topic of conversation. It's not what is literally happening right now.
It's not driving.
It's not driving culture. It's not moving culture. It's not changing the landscape. And that's all about like hip hop is this empty canvas and people are constantly like drawing new things. It's like literally a wall of graffiti. Sometimes things get covered up, new things get put on. They're still fans of these older artists, their core, but they're not driving the conversation.
Right.
As in like rock music, it's still the same people from 15 years ago because no one's changing the landscape.
When do you think Jack Harlow will switch over to rock music?
He won't switch over to rock. He'll switch over to like Justin Bieber type pop R&B.
Oh, you think he's going to do the Post Malone switch?
It's not even that. Post Malone just dropped an album, by the way. I haven't listened to it all the way through.
I haven't listened at all. I just heard that one song that he put out, the single.
Yeah, I don't know. This one seems like the least anticipated album so far from him. And also just like the least promoted. He did like a few interviews and stuff like that, but like when the previous albums came out, he had huge hits like Rockstar.
Yeah.
He had like, you know, insane hits that were already popping and made you like want
I mean, like when he dropped out, like when he dropped Congratulations around like graduation time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was huge.
Exactly. And like it just seemed more anticipated. Everybody wanted to see. Right now, I don't know if it's just the way he's just been kind of quiet. He hasn't really been as visible, so people haven't really been anticipating music from him. I also think like when I start thinking about promo runs, I guess we want to see certain things from him. Like I realized, at least for me, one of the biggest pieces of like promotion that were used for me was whenever he was doing these Bud Light dive bar shows.
Yeah.
And then he performed Stay for the first time. The album wasn't out, but he performed a song called Stay acoustically on that stage, and it was really good. And it made me like hyped for this album to come out because he's like, this is on the album, like it's just, you know, not out yet. And then when that song came out, I was like listening to it heavily because I had gotten such a good vibe from it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything really like that. The only song I heard was Copped Out with Roddy Ricch. And that song...
That's a signal.
And that was the thing about it. When I heard that, when I hear Rockstar, I'm like, damn, 21 Savage killed this.
Yeah.
When I heard that song, I was like, Roddy Ricch didn't have to be on the song. And because of that, that's all I remember. I remember the song being good, like most Post Malone songs are. And then Roddy Ricch's voice came on. And me and Alicia both looked at each other and we're like, yeah, we're cool on that.
That's funny. You know, I think about this a lot now, even when it comes to like the art that we create and how we try to make things. And it's like, there's three things that you have to think about, right? It's, does it add value? Is it neutral? Or does it take something away?
Right.
And do you think in that sense it took something away just by wanting to have the feature?
Right. Because it didn't really, like, his feature wasn't like a cool, flowing, fluid feature that made me seem like it added anything to the song. It really just seemed like it made me come out of the song and be like, what are we listening to? And actually, like, think about it and think about how it really wasn't good. As opposed to, like, when you're just entranced and, like, it just sounds so good that you're not even thinking.
Right.
And you're just vibing. It pulled me out of the vibe and made me critique it in the middle of the song, which isn't usually a good sign to something like that.
Yeah. So you caught them trying to put you in the trance and it made you upset.
Yeah.
And you could see how that could make someone upset.
No, I can't. Because it didn't make me that upset. It just made me feel like I'm cool on this song and I just put next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't, like, call Post Malone and said, you try to put me in a trance or anything like that. You know what I mean? Or, like, accuse him of something wild.
Yeah.
I just said, oh, this is not for me at the moment, and just moved on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes that's the best way to do it. I know some people don't feel like that's an option for them, but that's what I would do, personally.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
But let's get into, like, a few more topics here, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay. So for this next topic, and I know we're a comedy podcast, we know the point that we always want people to come out of is that we created this podcast so we could make fun of the zeitgeist and what's going on in the world, and you really not take ourselves too seriously. But we are Texans. We live in Houston, and we're not blind to what's happening in the world, and you know. We just want to address the tragedy that happened. I think the way we see this is, doesn't matter what side you're on. I think we can all agree that we hate this that's happening, and we need to figure out a way to actually do something and not just like try to do other things or push any agendas. But yeah, man, I think if we're gonna talk about it, I think what we can talk about is the fact that the police really dropped the ball on this one.
It's wild to me. So obviously the unfortunate news of what happened in Uvalde, Texas, which is, you know, us being from Texas, it really puts a lot of things in perspective because now there was a situation where an 18-year-old kid went into an elementary school and killed a total of 19 children and 2 teachers after shooting his grandmother in the face, who I believe survived. And, you know, some wild shit happened, right? And that is insane. And that is a big topic of conversation about what we should be doing in the country. But what's even more wild is that idea of, like, if we're going to say that everyone needs to have guns, because if we all have guns, then we can protect ourselves from the people with guns. How was there just a swarm of armed officers outside not going in to take care of the situation?
The ones that have the training.
Right. So basically what happened is they went. The shooter wrecked his car, started shooting towards the school. Reportedly had gotten met by an armed officer, security guard at the school, which apparently was false.
And we're not even going to say the shooter's name because the only place his name deserves to be is on his tombstone and his little entrance to hell.
Right.
You know?
So he goes in through an unlocked door, allegedly.
Yeah.
And then goes into an unlocked classroom and then barricades himself there. So at that point, allegedly, cops try to go in. Were met with, you know, shots being fired back and a kid with body armor. So then they freak out, this is where I was like, okay, this is where I don't know if it's lack of training. I don't know if it's just fear. I don't know if it's like this is such a small town that you never expect real shit to happen or what. But basically they retreat, say we need body armor, we need keys, we need special marksmen, we need everything you guys got.
Here's where I counter with that.
Supposedly.
Couldn't you just bust at him and see what happens? Like, yes, you wear body armor and it's not going to go through, but it still, like, pushes you, you know? Like,
well, obviously
physics
someone
is still
got
a
him.
thing.
Someone got him eventually, so obviously it's possible.
Yeah.
So basically they freaked out, and what was going on is the real messed up part about the whole situation more so is that they not only acted like kids were no longer in risk, but put kids in more risk.
Right.
So they would say things like, if you need help, call if you need help, and a kid would yell for help, and then the shooter would then get them. So it's like, not only are you not protecting people, you're killing more people, and then people are trying to reach out to 911. They're clogging up the lines trying to reach out to 911 while 911 is standing outside.
They're there. They were already there.
And then kids are getting killed.
Hey, can we talk about the fact that they handcuffed the mom that was like, if y'all ain't gonna go, I'm gonna go.
Right. And they were like handcuffing people, tasing people, spraying people, trying to keep them in place. Cops that were going into the school were going in to get their own kids only.
This set a really weird feeling in me where an off-duty ICE officer actually
was the one
that was like, screw all of this, went in and they got the job done.
Right. And that's just an insane thing, because it's like, okay, what's up with if everyone here is armed and there's just one person? So for one, what are you saying? Are you saying that the weapons that they had were just more elite than what you guys had, and that maybe those weapons shouldn't be on the market? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Like, what is the reason? Was it because they had stuff that he shouldn't have been able to buy, so you're saying that shouldn't be able to be bought? Or are you saying that, like, or do you have to just admit that, like, you guys are being pussy?
Yeah. And, like, this kid, like, and from what has been said, that apparently in this training, they say that these kids that do these kinds of things are usually, like, cowards themselves, where the minute you start busting at them, they'll kill themselves, probably.
They'll kill themselves or surrender, one of the two.
Yeah. So...
yeah.
So
it's like, and the whole situation's super weird. I don't want to get too much into what was going on with him and what was going on with that. There's also just a lot of things where it's like, not to be that person, but like, how are you being made fun of for being broke, but bought a brand new truck, 2 brand new guns, all this ammunition? I'm just like, certain things don't add up.
Yeah.
And
the phone, I have better phone than I do.
Yeah, an iPhone 13 and then 2 trap phones.
Yeah.
That were like nice phones too. So he had an iPhone 13, then had some Samsung and some other iPhone. You know what I mean? Like, off to the side.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, and apparently the parents don't know that he has these weapons. The grandma was like, I would have reported him if I knew he had weapons.
And I feel bad for the grandpa, because the grandpa's like, yo, like, I'm a felon. I can't even have guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's such a weird situation. And like the mom, when you see her in the interview, just is kind of like, I have no fucking clue what happened, why. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't know what to even say.
Yeah.
And it's...
and we don't want to shed too much light on him again, because you don't want to talk about these people.
Exactly. But the way that things were handled was just insane.
It's the handling that it's like ridiculous.
Right. Especially when come on, like, unfortunately we've had how many mass shootings this year? Like, fucking get it together, make it a part of your routine that needs to be.
Well, and it's also like, if you want people to support you and get behind you, and when it's time to do your job, you don't do it,
then how are we supposed to say cops are good?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not like it, but it's just certain professions need to have a clean-cut expectation across the board.
Right. Like, my wife's a nurse. I can't just pull up and be like, yo, I'm a nurse, what's up,
Yeah, not only that, like, you can't A nurse can't be having a bad day. Like, yeah, you can have a bad day, but
Yeah.
that can affect your job.
Yeah.
You can't be like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, I was trying to, like, save you, but, like, I've been having a bad day today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it wasn't your day today.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't work like that.
Right.
With certain careers.
You can't fly planes and be like, you know,
I'm tired today.
You know, my wife and I were getting into it last night. I'm really tired, so I'm probably going to crash this plane.
Right. Like, it's just one of those days today, like, I'm sorry, I'm not all here.
Yeah.
So you cannot have that, especially when you're in a literal life or death situation with the children of your community. It's such a small community.
Yeah.
You know these parents, these kids, and
they're
that doesn't
probably
even,
part of your family.
right? So I'm saying, and you're not like, and that doesn't seem, mind you, like when 9/11's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are literally the New York is insanely huge. You don't fucking know anybody.
Yeah.
But these people are going over there, busting into this building, risking their lives because they know they have to save these people.
Right.
And you can't even have that same
Energy.
feeling and energy for the people of your community, of your immediate small town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Another weird thing about the whole thing of how everything's been going around is like, it's a predominantly Hispanic town, very small, very rural.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been getting nothing but national news over there, which have not been saying, like, not been translating any of their reports in Spanish and have not been taking any questions from Spanish journalists. So it's kind of like, who are you doing this for? Are you doing this for the community? Or are you doing this for everyone else to politicize?
So that's where I've gotten upset, and like I've talked to this with several people where it's like when it first happened, you get the notification or what have you, and I'm trying to look at news to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And all I'm seeing is Senator so-and-so says this is why guns need to be in place.
Right.
Senator so-and-so said this is why we need... And it's like, yo, I don't care. Tell me what happened.
Right. Tell me what happened, and then don't talk about senators. This literally just, here's the problem. At this point, it is a public safety health crisis. When COVID happened, everybody got hand sanitizers in all of their stores. Everyone got 6 feet placards placed everywhere. Everyone had sanitizing things put in because in order to run your business, you had to comply. It needs to be something to where that is what's necessary. You need to have metal detectors and armed security guards in every single school. Mandatory, not we'll see if it fits the budget. In order for you to have kids walk into this school, it is required for you to because here's the thing too, and then things get real iffy when you start asking me if teachers should have guns, right?
It's hard too. Of like, I don't expect teachers to have guns. That's why we have police. Like the idea that teachers have guns is like ridiculous.
But my thing is like, people say, well, then how is a teacher going to like defend an entire class? If the things are put in place correctly, a teacher shouldn't have to do that. If there's no locked doors, I mean, if there's no unlocked doors in these classrooms, and there's armed security guards in these entrances, and there's detectors in these entrances that do not allow for this stuff to happen, then a teacher shouldn't have to defend their entire classroom.
Right. So you're
not only that, if teachers are diving in front of bullets to save students, that's not the right training.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you're dead now, these kids are just up for grabs, okay? So
and then the shooter potentially got another gun.
Right. Now, de-escalate the situation, try to figure out a way to disarm just things that can be taught through training that should be 100% mandatory multiple times throughout the year to keep people sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just things that aren't even a matter of, do we need to do this with guns? It's just things that literally just need to happen.
Yeah. And like, like the idea of teachers having weapons, like it's like, okay, so now you expect them to teach, you expect them to be psychologists, now you want them to be the police too?
Dude, it's insane.
Like,
so it's like and you got to think about most of these teachers like little liberal, like minded individuals who just want to like help kids grow and like are willing to accept lesser pay to like deal with their passion.
Yeah.
Now you're putting an unwarranted responsibility on them.
An expectation that they never signed up for.
Right. Which now some will argue that if that's what you want to be, that this is part of the job now. We're in a different society and this just is what it is.
But that's not fair. Because
it's not fair, but what are we going to do if we're in a country where that's just the reality?
Well, but I think that's how where we have that talk where it's like, okay, so do we have like patrolling, like police patrolling the schools? Like, do we have people like at doors at all times? Like, I mean, I think about like Jersey Village Police, like they were posted up there.
They
most
were
of the
pretty
time.
strict. Like I would
Yeah.
be afraid to just drive a little too fast. Cause
Yo,
they
you
were
got a
on
ticket because your light went out on our way to school.
But I think that they let me off though.
They did because the guy saw it go out, but he still pulled us over.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm just letting you know. Had I not seen it happen,
Yeah,
it'd been a wrap for you.
yeah,
But going off to school, I know I'm making you late right now for no reason.
right.
I'll be like, all right, dog.
Yeah,
And then that's the time where they checking you. Like, you ever try to leave school? They on you.
yeah.
They on you. They're like, what you doing? I'm just walking.
Yeah.
Why are you walking outside though? All right, damn, chill. All right, like I'm still on property.
Yeah, it's a shortcut, man. Damn.
Right. So it was like that. Yeah, I mean, and that's what's necessary. Mind you, that was its own little city. So it's like there's like city police and they're patrolling everything, and that's the reason things were the way they were. But yeah, that needs to be something mandatory and necessary for people across the board.
It is a sad thing to think about that's where we've gotten to a society that where we have to have armed officers at schools because but whatever. I don't know what the solution is. We don't know what the solution is, but something needs to be done. Like these,
and it doesn't need to be, politicized in a way where people are saying that it's a right or left issue. It should just be like a matter of public safety and safety of our kids and just of the people of this community because shit's just getting crazy. You can't even go to the hospital anymore.
Right. So for both the left and the right, can we just all agree that we want our children safe?
Real talk. But that's enough being serious. I think we got what we need. We got guests coming. We got more episodes coming.
More jokes, more laughs.
And keep on checking in. Drop the anchor. Pull up to anchor. Drop the anchor. Tell your Theos, tell your Theos. We out here.
My F1 prediction for next week is, again, that Checo's going to take Jeddah right after taking Monaco.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But, all right. Check us back next week. We out.